G'day guys, it's Out and About with Dave on Dayv, and it's a rainy day here in Brisbane today, but I've been invited out to CAOS, a firm that sells camping gear, four-wheel drive gear, adventure gear, and we're going to have a look inside the shop in a minute. I met up with CAOS at the opening of their store just recently. They moved from the store up in Boondall and they're now down here in Geebung, north side of Brisbane. So before I go inside and have a look in there, I think it's important to note that I feel camping and travel nowadays is a little bit different to where it used to be, where people buy a Holden Commodore and they go out in their caravan and they drive down the bitumen road and get to their destination. Purely, and then the other side of the market was the four-wheel drivers, the serious Land Rover drivers, the Land Cruiser people, and that sort of stuff. Now what's happening in the marketplace, it's been happening for a while incrementally, is that more and more four-wheel drives are ute-based, dual cabs and single cabs, trays and tubs and that sort of stuff. So they're becoming the good tow vehicles, albeit that they're limited in some ways, and caravans also are becoming a more semi-off-road or off-road. You've got camper trailers and hybrids, which is a mix of the both. So gone are the days of buying a Chesney or a Millard caravan and hooking it up with the old Commodore and driving down the bitumen, going to the beach for the weekend and that sort of stuff. It's become more of an adventure, if you like, and people are finding their way into those adventure situations. So what I'm interested in is that market where people are buying their first car, buying their second-hand car, and buying their new gear and getting out. I think the places like this, from what I've seen inside already, they cater to that market. So don't drive past Robinson Road here and think, oh, that's one of those four-wheel drive shops, I'm not going to go in there. Open your mind up a little bit and think about what gear you need if you are going down that gravel road for the first time. Do you have recovery gear if you make the wrong turn? Do you have the proper camping gear and things like that? So without saying any more, let's get inside and have a look, get out of this rain, and we'll see how we go. So for me, one of the big things that attracted my attention when I first walked into this shop was just how well laid out the place is. You find things in every little category, things tucked away and in their spot. It's you've got recovery gear here, and you get some bags, some canvas storage and things like that tucked over here. You've got your fridges and coolers. They've got an awning on display, some electrical gear down the back, and showers and that sort of stuff, racks, awnings. There's some cooking stuff, all nicely categorized, but as you can see, there's not a lot of purely four-wheel drive stuff, if I can use that terminology. You won't find lift kits and things like that. It's not that side of things. There's not too many bash plates and things like that around. I can't see a bull bar, but I can see lots of gear that'll be handy around the campsite and handy to make you comfortable when you're out and about. So let's dig a little deeper now. We'll have a look at some of these sections. We'll start off with the recovery area here, which I probably tend to like to call insurance, if you like. It's good to have this stuff. And if you do get into strife, one of the first things that someone will ask you quite often on the beach or on the tracks is, okay, where's your recovery gear? Where's your snatch strap? Where's your recovery boards and things like that? So if you don't have that gear, it's a good place to start. And I've got a website where I mention about stuff that you need in that self-recovery escalation of things. So let's have a look around. So CAOS haven't specialised just in one particular brand or anything with recovery boards. They've got some Max Tracks here, and around the corner they've got some treads. So you can do a bit of price comparisons and have a shop around, see which one suits your fancy. Then there's these recovery items here. You've got some snatch blocks for your winches and that sort of stuff. Duty, and I see there's a real heavy duty soft shackle here. What's that one there? 20,000 kilograms. So that'll get you out a lot of strife. That's a good, that's big. Whereas a smaller one like this here, 14,000, that's a good starting size. Gives you a nice safety margin, and it's a lot more capacity than what you'll find is Shackles. So you can find some Shackles up here. They've got these smaller ones. So these Shackles, they're rated at 4.75 tons. So you can see you can get a 2-pack there, and you've got some soft Shackles there. Again, there's recovery straps, recovery bags, and over here there's some more Max Trax items. So they've got some soft Shackles as well. So you can see they've kept competing products. Compressors, again, that's something else you'll need if you're starting to take your car off beach or anything like that, or even onto the gravel roads. You want to lower your pressures, but also you want to bring them back up again. Some hitch recovery items here. Again, I talked about recovery. So a hitch like that onto your car where your tow bar goes. But if you're towing a caravan, sometimes off-road caravans or camper van, they have recovery hitches at the back of them too. But make sure they're all rated items. Snatch straps, spades and shovels, tyre pressure gauges there. You can use them to lower your tyre pressures and also to check what you are on the road. Something else that's handy when you're loading up to go away on your travels is storage boxes. So they've got plenty of those here, and I like the straps that they've got on these ones that they've got. You can run your straps through these points here and either run them internally and then still be able to shut the lid, or run them over the top. Hold down anchor tracks here. They're often good to get a hold of if you're loading up the back of your utes and that, or even on the roof. Canvas bags of all shapes and sizes, and there's a range of fridges and freezers as well from Dometic. Let's see, there's Eskies, comes around the corner here, more Eskies. Quite a friendly environment, non-threatening if I can use that word, for people who haven't been into a four-wheel drive store before or a camping accessory store. Spotlights for the car, headlights for your head. Although I did use a headlight once to tow my broken down trailer home, I used the red flashing light on the back and strapped it to the car, so it's a matter of what you got and use it. Headlights there. Now here's a little section down here I like. It's all these 12 volt accessories. Now if you are starting to get off-road or even go free camping, you're going to find yourself wanting to buy a few Anderson plugs. This is a really good price. I found $25, you get a 10-pack. So that's $2.50 each for an Anderson plugs. You've got the little soldering points in there that you put in as the clips. Just make sure all the clips are in there. When you buy a pack from anywhere really, they're the ones that sort of have a tendency to fall out and get lost. So you've got connectors here, you've got a whole range of voltage testers. Here's another interesting one I bought the other day. It's you can put it in line with the Anderson plug, and what it does is it tells you the voltage going through, the watts that you're using, amp hours and that sort of stuff. So that's a great little tool to have, and if you don't have a multimeter, but it's also good just keep an eye on things. Extension leads with Anderson plug connectors, voltage sensitive relays, so you can use that to isolate your battery from the tub in the back of the car, or even with the caravan. You've got all these other plugs here, Anderson plugs. So welcome to the world of Anderson plugs if you are branching into this area. Come around, we've got some shower tents that come off the side of the car or side of the van, awning type. A bunch of comfy chairs here, range to choose from. They got Oz tents, rooftop tents as I showed before. So these are from Yakima. The ladder's tucked away, but you can see inside with the rooftop tent. So if you're into your roof racks and your roof racks fittings, they've got Yakima products here for the roof as well. Not only from the roof racks, but the cages that go on top, or even brackets you need for your loads. Tent pegs and ropes. And here's an interesting little area. The Rax Brax, they're coming out somewhat recently, I believe, and what you can do is they're removable clips, so you can actually put them onto your roof rack, but they're quick release to carry your Max Trax and treads and that sort of stuff on the roof. Another one is all these products here. That backtracks are ground dogs. So these, as they've been described to me before, some people like this have been around for a while, but some of them actually use like hardware fittings for the threads into the ground. But this is actually a dedicated one to get you into some harder grounds or even into the sand if you wanted to. Ground dogs also make these ones here, so you've probably seen those around the place. And they've got a 19mm head on them, so you can use your wheel brace to put them in, or even whack a socket into the drill. And here's your sockets here, goes into a driver or a drill there, and that's it. Another handy one is these rubber devices, again by the same mob, ground dogs, instead of a spring on your tent ropes. Coming around, we got flooring, annex flooring, duffel bags and storage, mattresses by Black Wolf, laundry baskets, kettles, dishwashing, stoves, jaffle irons, stand-up boards, sup, or four-wheel drive remote control cars for the kids, axes, hammers, mallets, tools, basic tools. There's some dry bags there. Shower kit, always important. And HEMA maps got a display in as well, so you can buy your HEMA map products from here. And I do like these stubby coolers. I'll tell you what, get one of these, $10, but they've got a magnet on them. And I know that will hold a full stubby safely on the side of the car. So there you go, look at one of those. So that's probably what I'll show you today. What I'd like to do with CAOS is I'd like to come back and take some of these products just out in the car park, sit down and have a chat with you about them and where they fit in with camping and travel. See what the two uses are, because that's always important with things you take camping. They have at least two uses, especially when it gets to weightier objects. So the guys here at CAOS, I caught onto them when I came to their opening here. So the guys here at CAOS, I caught up with them at the opening they had here, and I've since spoken to Peter and Greg, and they've invited me to do this walk through the shop. That's in response to a post I put out on my Facebook and it's on my website, inviting people in the camping and travel area in the industry to have me come along and have a chat with them and have a look at what stuff they've got and what they've got to offer. And that includes camping and travel, accessories, products, places to go, places to camp and that sort of thing. So if you are interested in having me come out and have a look, no catches. I just want to come along and share the stuff and especially help small business and other people grow. So one thing I think is important to understand about CAOS and the staff is that they've set it up to offer people good products at a good price with great service. Having a look around, having a chat to management here and even the staff, I think that you'll agree with me that they're a long way down the track to achieving just that. So come on out, have a look around and have a look online even and see what products sort of catch your interest. And as I said, don't be afraid of it, because if you are taking the car and the caravan or even your tents and stuff like that out, you will be needing something from these sort of stores. I don't know where you go, what's your favourite store and all that sort of stuff, but I tell you what, just the sign on the door when you leave saying that thank you for being part of our journey, have a great day, CAOS team. I don't know how many shops have those sort of signs as you leave the shop. So yeah, I look forward to coming back. I look forward to buying some more stuff here. I'm afraid I've been guilty of coming in and buying little knickknacks, the Anderson plugs and some stuff like that. So hope you've enjoyed that. It's been great. So all the best and keep safe.